All right, good evening and welcome to SAFC Fan TV and another edition of the Sunday Bunch. Sorry, we're a little bit late, a couple of minutes late, but that's Dino's fault, and we'll tell you about that some other time. Of course, on the show tonight, with myself, we got Jacob Dan Seth. We got the Catman, CONRAD Lee. We have Catman. Dino, the Amazon person. And we got the Mad Mistake. And we have Michael Bowers as well. Don't forget, of course, we are live, which means you can join us on the live chat. And we'll include you in the show tonight as best we can. As we speak, we are only 33 subscribers away from that magical 5,000, which we've been trying to get to. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. And if you have, then try and grab somebody or tell somebody who hasn't, and hopefully we can hit that 5,000 within the next week or two. So that's about it. On the live chat already, Thane's there, Keisha, Cameron, Jude, Jack at the Red and White Podcast, Matthew Lead, Mick Griffiths, Lauren Kenny, Chasey Lad, all you lot, Clayton Edwards as well. Welcome to the show. So we're going to start, of course, as we normally do, with the match which has previously been played, which was yesterday. Sunderland 2, Gillingham 2. They did it again to us. They did it, and it stopped us going up. We'll start with Jacob Dan Seth. Jacob, what did you think? 2-2, Sunderland Gillingham.
It was basically a carbon copy of the game we had against Gillingham at the Stadium of Light last season, wasn't it? Another opportunity missed to move further up the table. I know we're still in the playoffs with that result, but I think potentially with a win before all the other games were played, we could have gone as high as fourth, I believe, yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong on that front. But we took the lead. We did well the opening 10 minutes, but after that, we never really put our stamp down on the game, to be honest. Didn't show enough quality or attacking threat in the final third. And Gillingham, obviously, I thought I'm not a fan of their style of play at all, but they got their tactics spot on. To be honest, they drawed a lot of fouls into the game, and it worked for them. You know, Jackson with the long throws worked very well, a lot of physicality in the box, and they got 2 goals for their rewards. But watching the game back, the goals we conceded, they could have easily been prevented. I'll tell you, I thought Lee Burge was slow getting down to the first one and also slow coming off his line for the second one. But on a defensive point of view as well, our positioning was all over the place at times yesterday. I thought Callum McFadzean got attracted to the ball for their equalising goal, didn't watch his runner coming in behind him to go and bury that shot into the roof of the net. Tactically, I think Lee Johnson got the starting lineup wrong, considering, was it Tom Flanagan's just come back from a broken foot? I think Dion Sanderson deserved the start, although Lee Johnson said in his presser after the game, Sanderson didn't start because of a suspected groin injury. Vokes has hardly had a training session as a new signing. His substitutions as well, I didn't get. I thought bringing Gooch on, he did it too late, but only to bring Gooch on, but play him on the wrong wing. He was more effective on the left-hand side against Ipswich on Tuesday, did nothing on the right-hand side. Elliot Embleton, very harsh that he wasn't involved at all. He played very well on Tuesday. I thought he would have got some minutes. We were crying out, I was saying, for an extra man in the middle of the park to break up play, to help out Ledbetter and Scowen. And yeah, it cost us big time. I thought we should have gone with a 3, but I think Lee Johnson, he'll learn from this, and it's a big opportunity miss, but we've got some new players in, and he needs to gel these new players into the side quickly. So hopefully he'll learn from his mistakes and we'll kick on and start getting more effective results from here. And
that's it. Thank you. Good night. Show over and finish. There you go. I say to the lads not to keep it brief. Well done, Jacob. Well done. Right, a quick shout out on the chat. Kieran Gales there, Gary Talbot, Stephen J, my mate Tony Lee. Hello, Tony Lee. How are you doing? Gillingham against Sunderland, 2-2 draw. CONRAD?
Just same old. No, you've just had a moment about us before. Same old rubbish again, isn't it, basically? We haven't sort of progressed in about 10 months. Just sloppy defending again on that. The first one I don't have too many problems with because we headed it clean. It was just a volley we don't know. We see the other. We don't have any other angle, so we see it first time and then a replay of the same exact thing. If you had any men in front of him, it was in the far corner. Maybe he was slow getting down to it, but you don't know if he was unsighted or not. Second one was just annoying, just because it was the same ball that they've been doing all day. Granted, we'd done a lot of long ball as well, but it just kept coming back to us every time. They seemed to do it long ball, and maybe they'd win it, maybe they'd have a go at us. Every time we cleared it, it was just coming straight back. So I feel like we were almost bringing it, we were almost inviting it onto us by the end of the game, which is similar to what we did against Shrewsbury, where we were sitting back, and then against Ipswich, where we were sitting back. It might have been coming, really.
Right, fair dues. Quickly on the chat, there's a few people here saying, we want Sean, I want Sean, where's Sean, and stuff like that. Sean has said to us that he wants to take a break, so we're just respecting that from him and letting him do that. On to the mad mistake then. Sunderland 2, Gillingham 2, were you impressed?
Yeah, he was, you can tell.
By the way, the mad mistake's been out for his daughter's birthday. He's had a few cocktails, so anything could happen. Go on.
Well, we've had a takeaway in Nando's. Very nice indeed. I've got a few cocktails, courtesy of my son, who's experimenting at this moment in time. So, yes, yesterday's performance was absolutely pathetic. It's been poor all season. We're getting bossed every single week for 3/4 of the matches. 4-2-2-2 does not work. We need more than two in midfield. Scowen and Ledbetter together as a pairing are not strong enough. We need Ledbetter as a holding midfielder with two just in front. After the first 5 minutes, I thought, yes, a nice bright start. We scored the goal, get in. As soon as we scored the goal, it's like we sat back, and Gillingham absolutely bossed us, bombarded us, and Gillingham could have easily equalised much quicker than they did. When they did equalise, I was screaming out from as soon as they start bombarding us, Lee Johnson needs to make a change the system. This doesn't work. 4-2-2-2 doesn't work. Like I said before, we get bossed. We finally, they got equaliser, and we got a sneaky penalty. Ledbetter did really well. Good save from their keeper, but a good, sort of dived in and sort of got the rebound and got the 2-1 lead. Half time, it's time for Johnson to make a change. Did he make a change? No. I'm disappointed with Johnson for not making the change. It's like he's being a little bit stubborn, sticking with his 4-2-2-2. He has a system in his own head, and he wants the players to sort of breathe in and accept the system, but it's not working. And they said on his interview, the right-hand side weren't doing the job. Now, whether that was Diamond, who I thought was poor yesterday, or Power, who I thought was poor yesterday as well, they were sort of not getting the crosses in like Johnson wanted. I don't think this team can play the 4-2-2-2 system. And to be honest, we shouldn't be getting bossed by the likes of Gillingham. I don't care what you say. Yes, we are League One side. We have the highest potentially wage earners in our squad. We should not be getting bossed by League One sides week in, week out. And we've only lost 4 games, but we will continue to draw matches because we cannot hold on to a lead. Sitting back on a lead does not work. Now, whether that's the players taking it in their own hands or whether it's Johnson's tactics, I don't know. Hopefully the new players coming in will change things for Sunderland. And I believe in Johnson. I want him to succeed, but I hope he changes the system because these players are too soft. Like one of those chocolates from Milk Tray, a soft centre. You got getting bullied week in, week out. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. You need to have somebody hard. Luke 09, get in the centre of midfield and sort them out.
Right then, David Walker says spot on, Terry. All Motion says spot on as well. Somebody else down here, where was we at? You're saying it was a 4-2-2-2? I mean, I'll admit I've only seen the highlights because I was grafting yesterday, but was it not a 4-3-3? Was it definitely a 4-2-2-2 we played?
If it was a 4-3-3, Diamond isn't strong enough or hard enough to be effective in a 4-3-3. For me, you need to have 3 strong midfielders. You need Ledbetter protecting the defence. The defence is not strong enough with only 2 centre-backs, so we need Ledbetter there. Ledbetter yesterday, for me, was one of the better players. He defended stalwartly all afternoon, but if he's doing that, their midfield's overrunning Scowen and we cannot get the ball. So we need two midfielders in front of Ledbetter who can run with the ball and go forward. Now, whether that's Scowen and Winchester, whether it's 09 and Scowen or Winchester and 09, but we need three central midfielders so we can not be overrun. Diamond's a luxury. We need him on the right-hand side to go down the wing at the top of the three.
Well, diamonds are a luxury. Steve Flounders says, mad mistake. Absolutely correct. They bullied us and we couldn't cope. Michael Bauer, Sunderland 2, Gillingham 2. How impressed were you?
Very. Absolutely delighted. Same result as last season. Brilliant. Yeah, well, the Gillingham fully deserved the point, and you could argue if any side deserved the win, it was probably Gillingham more than us. But I agree with Terry. I think that although, again, it's the same old cliches. We know we haven't got the God-given right, but come on. We shouldn't be getting dictated at home off anybody, let alone the likes of Gillingham. But that's not Gillingham's problem. They came up here, and whether people like the style of play or not, I thought at times they played some okay stuff. And I think the long balls, the long throw-ins, what disappointed me was we kept on not dealing with them, didn't learn from what was going on. We must have had how many long throws must Gillingham put into the box? Maybe about half a dozen to a dozen long throws yesterday. And it worked for them. Whether it's pretty to watch or not, it was effective. Why should Gillingham not use it? The first goal, I think obviously me, CONRAD and Dino said on the live stream, I think the first goal, I'll give a bit of credit to Gillingham for it. If that was us, we'd probably say well worked, corner routine. The second goal absolutely infuriated me for a couple of reasons. One, because obviously the timing of it, because it was awful game management to not see that game out. And secondly, because once again, and I know I sound like I'm making them a scapegoat every week, but Cal McFadzean, he gets drawn into the ball where the action is, where Willis is marking whoever it was he was meant to be tracking, and then he leaves, was it Jordan Graham, completely unmarked, right-hand side, and it basically leaves Burge in a near helpless situation for me. It was just awful. Again, game management. And the frustrating thing is, we managed the Shrewsbury and Ipswich games, albeit Ipswich shouldn't have been as nervy as it was because they were down to 10 men, but we managed those games and actually managed to see those results out. I'll wait till Terry's done dying.
Are you okay, Terry? Are you all right?
Okay?
Yeah, I've been coughing a lot there.
The Rona's back.
I've been coughing a lot today.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Another test.
You know what? It's strange. I went for a 4-mile run today, and it's the best I've felt. I bombed it. It's the best I've felt since COVID. I was flying today, so I'm getting a bit of a cough for some reason. I don't know where it's come from. Maybe it's the vodka.
God knows. But yeah, I mean, it was just awful. And fair play to Gillingham. Deserved the draw. But we've just got to hope these new signings take effect and move on, because we've got to address our home form. Our home form isn't good enough, and the aim has to be still to go up, irrespective of whether we think it's possible or not. That's what the aim should be. That's the only acceptable aim for Sunderland in League One. And at the minute, we're not going to do that if we keep dropping points at home to average to, well, I say average sides. You'd argue we're an average side, but sides that we should really be getting 3 points against. There you go.
All right, quickly on the chat, Michael Douglas says we don't have any decent goalkeepers. Well, we were lucky. This is Mark Taylor. We were lucky not to be 2 or 3 down in the first half. I mean, to be fair, I did have it on the radio, and it sounded like we were getting battered after the first start. Anyway, Sunderland 2, Gillingham 2. I can tell by your face there, Dino, you was impressed by that. And
no, I'm just not impressed. I'm last again.
Well, I can see you stewing there about the performance. Mad mistake before we go to Dino.
We always save the best to last.
I'm not being funny. I feel like I've watched a totally different game than all yous. I do. I mean, like, you're saying that we got overrun in the midfield. They didn't even play through the midfield. They were just humping the ball up all the time. Like, I don't understand how we got overrun in the midfield when all they done was long ball, long ball, long ball. I can't remember them really having any passing. It was just, everything was long throw-ins, punting into the box. And to be fair, I thought we dealt with it quite well most of the game. I mean, the long throw, their first goal, it was a long throw-in. Ledbetter's headed it out, and the lads hit it the first time. For me, Lee Burgess seen it late. He still died for it. He just couldn't get it because it was in the corner. But everyone's giving him a load of shit for it, which I still don't understand. People are saying he's up there with Camp, with Jason Steele and Lee Camp for the worst keepers. Do they not forget the start of the season when we're on that run where he hadn't conceded in open play for about 5 games? and all the points he's
penalties
saving
as well.
from. What's that, sorry?
Saving penalties as well during that
Saving
run.
penalties, but everyone's just keeping on the negatives. Someone says put Anthony Patterson in. We don't even know if Anthony Patterson's any good. We've only seen him once or twice. He needs to go out on loan and get experience. These are the people who are saying Remy Matthews is better keeping than Lee Burge. How man behave.
Well, hang on there, Dino. Terry wanted to jump in as you were mid-sentence.
I completely agree. I don't think Burge was at fault for the first goal. I think it was a hard. We should defend better, simple as. Their second goal was just a hoofed football. They headed it on, and someone in the penalty box passed it. Actually beat two of our defenders and passed it to their player. I mean, Burge, really? The majority of times, the player's going to lob the keeper anyway. So for me, I don't blame Burge for the 2 goals.
I said big fan. He was at fault for the second goal.
And what do you call it? Do people not forget, like, the chances both teams created? We had chances. I know White hit the ball, but it was already going over because it was like it just bounced off his head and hit the top of the ball as it was going over. So it wasn't really a chance because it didn't make the keeper save it or anything like that. Them hit the post from an overhead kick. Lee Burge tipped one onto the post. And the only 2 shots I remember was Aidan McGeady's 2 soft efforts at goal, which were easily dealt by the keeper. So on chances, them probably had the better chances. Lee Burge made a really good save off the bar. I mean, everyone goes on about the negatives about Lee Burge, but they don't realise he's actually saved it in a lot of games with some of his saves. But overall, we just got bullied and we couldn't deal with the long balls. And it is a sickener that it happened in the 89th minute, but that Akinde caused problems when he came on. You could tell as soon as he came on, he was causing problems with his physicality. And let's not forget, Grant Ledbetter cleared one off his foot when he was just about to score.
That was a great tackle.
Exactly.
Sorry, Jacob down south.
Yeah, what I was going to say with Lee Burge, I think personally, I've rated him like over the course of the season. I think he's been a solid goalkeeper, and for him to come in and do a job over John McLaughlin, who left in the summer, he's done a lot better, to be fair, than I thought he would have done. I think yesterday, though, was one of his bad games, but I think he will kick on and learn from that. I think a lot of our fans, though, are just disappointed that the fact is we haven't got John McLaughlin anymore, and I think they feel with Lee Burge it's sort of like a John McLaughlin bus replacement service. He's just there to do a job. Like, we couldn't get any other keeper in, so we're just going to put our second choice from last season as first choice. But no, I thought he's done well. Like CONRAD said, he saved a brilliant penalty at Gillingham when we won 2-0 at the beginning of the season. But yeah, yesterday, he could have done better for me, but I still think he's a solid goalkeeper to have in this league.
Michael, you're trying to get in?
Well, with Lee Burge, like I said, I don't blame. I'm with Terry and Dino. I don't blame Burge for either of the 2 goals. I do think that Burge obviously is a bit of a downgrade because John McLaughlin was that good. But at the end of the day, that isn't Lee Burge's fault. At the end of the day, that's Sunderland's fault for not bothering to use the 9-month time they had to sort out a new contract for McLaughlin, when McLaughlin adamantly said he wanted to stay. It's Sunderland's own doing, and they deserve everything they get on that front for me.
Dino?
So, all right, people are saying that he's really bad. He's up there with Jason Steele, Lee Camp, that he's one of the worst players in this league. Would you agree with that?
No, I don't think people are saying that.
Yeah, that bad.
Oh,
They are saying that online.
I've seen on Twitter last night, people are giving him loads of shit. People were calling him a clown. I mean, it's right. Fair enough, you see he's a bad footballer, but when you're getting personal calling him a clown, I mean, for me, it just feels like they just don't like him because he's not John McLaughlin. So no matter what he does, he's still always going to be a clown or whatever because it's personal for them. They're not rating him as a footballer, they're rating him as a human being. I didn't get it. I really don't.
Mad mistake one then?
Yeah, I just don't get how, to be honest, now to a Burge, we should be dominating matches. We should be controlling games, but we're getting bullied left, right and centre. Now, the first 6 minutes, we were sort of bombarding them. We controlled the game. We were in control. We were looking to score the goal. As soon as we scored the goal, they take control of the game. As soon as they equalised, we started to play again and started to try and get a second goal. So is that just where football works? When one team scores, one team just says, okay, we've scored, foot off the pedal, then the other team comes back at it. Because it was like, that's the way it felt. Or is that just the way of Sunderland? We'll get a goal, that's okay. We'll sit back, we'll relax, we'll chill out, we'll win 1-0. Then we let a goal in, then we get going again. I just don't get the way we play football at this moment in time. It's frustrating.
We play it like basketball is how we play football at the moment.
Right.
Right, Michael, one in there, and then we'll go to you, Dino.
I think it is important to remember, yes, I agree with, I've said it in the past that I don't feel Sunderland in League One should be having to rely on their goalkeepers to be man of the match. We should be able to, we should have a side that really should be dictating a lot of games. But at the same time, I do think as much as I wasn't as pleased with the fact that we never seem to do it over 90 minutes, and maybe that's just out of the fact we've got League One players. But at the same time, we are trying to move away from Phil Parkinson's style of football into a more a more pressing and sort of aggressive and forward-thinking style of football. As sad as it is, unfortunately, that's probably going to take a bit of time to get the players out of the Phil Parkinson mindset and get them to a Lee Johnson mindset. As much as I would loved it to have happened in 2 months, it probably isn't going to. And bearing in mind we've had a COVID break at the same time, how many weeks on the training ground has Johnson been able to have with these players without a midweek game? Have we had one yet?
I'm not sure. What quickly on the chat before we go back to you, Dino. Mark Rodham says we panic when we go ahead. Dean Wood says weak mentality. Dino?
I can tell you why, what happened. If you recognised the first 5 minutes, Gillingham didn't really close it down. But as soon as we scored, their backs were up and they went, right, we're going to close you down. And as soon as we got the ball, they were onward. And I mean, they were onward. And our players panicked. That's why we refer to hoofball, because we can't pass the ball around them, because they were just onward all the time, closing we down. And we just panic for some reason. We do. It's like when the team presses we don't know what to do. So we just start hoofing it and we start playing like Gillingham do. And then when them got the equaliser, they didn't have to press as much because they've got the goal now, so it's really back to 0-0. It's back to the start of the game. And then when we score the penalty, the same happens again. The press with, the fight, that out-fought with. That's what they've done. The out-fought with, outwork with, and made our players play shit.
Well, for me, Burge, I don't think he's that bad a goalkeeper. I think he's all right. I don't understand, all the stick he gets. That's obviously my opinion. Quickly, we are only, if you've only just joined us, when we went live tonight, we're only 33 subscribers away from our magical 5,000 we're trying to hit. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We've got 157 people on the live stream at the moment, and we've only got 33 likes. So hit the thumbs up, give us a like, and let's get that up to at least 100. Come on, it'll take you a second to do that. Just hit the thumbs up, and let's get that number up. Mad Mistake?
I've got a question for you as well. How long do you think before Lee Johnson decides to put his own man as captain of the team?
I'll go first.
Go on then.
August, when half of this team's gone and he's got a new set of players in.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think that's hard to follow. That's a very sensible.
Oh, sorry, I won't be. I won't be diplomatic anymore.
From a very sensible member of the team. Go on.
Do you think Lee Johnson's going to accept this kind of mediocre performances and performances from his captain as well, mind? You don't think a man of his ambition will want to put somebody else as captain right now?
I think it's
but
what
you
I
not
said.
think?
Go on.
Can I? His captain though? Are you trying to say that his captain's going to be Bailey Wright? Because it could be Scowen.
Whatever. I mean, there's two issues I've got. For me, Scowen gets the first choice pick every single game because he's pally with Scowen, and Max Power's captain. So those two seem to get a place every game. Do them two deserve a place every game? For me, we've played too long without a proper right back. We need a proper right back putting in the defence as we do left back. Now, he's addressed the left back with Vokens. Vokens seems very good to me. He's like a derby horse in a handicap in League One. Now we need a proper right back. We need to address this because for me, Power is not a right back. I don't care what anybody says. Luke O'Nine's not a right back. Power's not a right back. McLaughlin, possibility. Sanderson, possibility. Are they good enough? I'm not quite sure. But we need to bring in a proper right back. And then if it means midfields have to go because we have too many fields, then get rid.
The thing is it's that thing with the captain. How do you drop your captain? So he's got to make sure that his captain is the best player we've got,
he's not.
No, I know he's not, but this is what I'm saying. He needs to, when he picks his captain, it's very difficult to drop your captain, so he's got to make sure he picks the right captain. Sorry?
But he hasn't picked Max Power. It's not his captain.
No. Conrad first.
It was we said it a couple of weeks back. It's dropping a captain and then losing the dressing room for a bit of time. And if the captain's popular with the players who aren't putting a shift in, how do you sort of like you drop him and then they're not going to listen to you even more? Do you know what I mean? And they're barely listening to him at the minute.
Then you get rid of them all. Get rid
Exactly.
of all the ones who
and
don't
that's where
want
we're
to do
getting
what
to.
they're doing.
Dino, you want in?
Captains are relevant. Let's be fair. It's not like we've got a captain like Steven Gerrard who lifts everyone and makes them play a lot better. Win League One. Captains aren't really much of a big deal in this league. I mean, anyone can be a captain. I remember when they used to pass it around. Oh, you can be captain this week. You can be captain this week. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
I disagree. I think
that's fair enough.
If you've got
I think it's irrelevant.
No, I think if you need it, if you've got a good leader on the pitch. The
thing is, hopefully, we've got a couple of good leaders. We've got Willis, we've got Bailey Wright. Your captain doesn't have to be... A captain just wears a captain's armband. You can have 5 different captains on the pig and pitch.
Right, okay. We'll agree to differ on that one. I thought you would have, Dino, gone on about the performance because, yesterday we've gone on about... And again... I mean, we was a minute from time, and I'm thinking 2-1. It's been a terrible performance, but I was going. But here we go again. At least we've got a win, and the positive. But then it became a draw, and so Dino, go on.
Well, it's pointless saying it because everyone just say it. People don't care about the performance as long as we win. But when we draw or get beat,
absolutely.
it's about the performance. But we've been playing like that and winning because the other team didn't play very good either. But people don't care because we've won. But when we get beaten, they say, oh, the performance was terrible. But it's been terrible all season, but no one will see now because we're winning games. It's like...
All right. Well...
look, it infuriates us. It really does.
Right. Before we go on to the new signings, I just wanted to say, how bad are things? Things are not that bad. I mean, we're now 6th in the league. We're 8 points off top with a game in hand over Hull. Right, as well. It's, are we not? I mean, it's still a pretty good over the last 5 games. I mean, it's a good return. It's not been that bad, has it? Conrad, do you want to start with that?
I do, but I'm just careful about how Terry's going to jump in on me on this one. I could see him get his shoe in already. If you look at it objectively, as how far away, how long we've still got left in the season, no, it's not the worst position to be in. However, the way we keep throwing away points where we shouldn't is very concerning with how we are going forward. And that's the thing that's going to stick in our mind every time we now take the lead or we sit there and go, oh, well, if we win today, we'll move up to another 2 positions and then we'll, a few minutes to go and we'll throw it away. So, yes, overall, I'd rather still be within contention of it all and there's a long way to go. But, I want more than to be 6th in the league. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're still, like you say, there's still a long way.
Still in contention and a long way to go, but I want more than that, yeah.
And just a few weeks ago, we was all more or less saying, top 2's ruled out now, but it's looking a lot easier now. Jacob?
Listen, anything can happen now to the end of the season. I mean, I know we're in the playoffs at the moment, but looking at the table now, I know Hull have played 25 games. Portsmouth have got 2 games in hand on them. We've only got 1. However, Doncaster, who sit 3rd, they've got 3 games in hand on Hull. So a bit of a concern on that. But also, you have to remember the teams below us as well. Charlton were meant to play Pompey on Saturday. That game got postponed because of a waterlogged pitch. I think if Charlton, even if they draw against Pompey, they jump back into the playoffs and we drop out. And Accrington as well, they've only played 21 games. So
hang on though, Jacob. But we've still got a game in hand over Charlton. So even if they draw that game, then we're 2 points behind. 2. Oh, I can't remember what we are now.
We've got
a game in hand over them, though. Michael.
Well, that Charlton Portsmouth game has been rearranged for Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's being played this current Tuesday. So obviously, it depends what result you want from that game. Obviously, if you want to still be in the playoffs, you want Pompey to beat Charlton. Personally, I think Portsmouth will beat Charlton, but do you want that? Do you want the draw? I mean, the annoying thing for me is that if we'd held on for the win yesterday, then irrespective of what happens in that game, we're still in the playoffs. But because we didn't hold on to it and we conceded and give away 2 points, basically, that's it. When the games in hand thing, again, yes, it is a concern how teams have got games in hand. But remember, when we had games in hand, the narrative always was, you've got to win them, you've got to win them, you've got to win them. It's the exact same argument for those other teams. They've got to win those games in hand. And a lot of them, I bet you, some of those games, I remember, some of those games will probably be against each other. So I'm not, I still don't think we'll do top two. I still don't think we'll be consistent enough. But there you go. Hopefully I'm proven wrong.
The thing is, with game in hands, as we know from our first season when we should have gone up. I mean, we had loads of games in hand and was only a couple of points behind top, but you've got to win those games in hand. Just quickly on the chat, DJ Earth says Brighton 1, Spurs 0, which means that's going to mess me coupon up. I just need Spurs to win that. I'm sorry about that, Jacob. Dino.
Hello.
6th in the league, 8 points off top. I didn't want to leave you till last, otherwise there'd have been Alan. So Terry can have that role. So we're looking good. There's still almost half the season left. We're in 6, 8 points off top. Top 2 is easily available to us, isn't it? Achievable. It's got to be.
Mathematically, it is achievable, but the team's performances and the way we drop points, it's not achievable because the players don't have the balls to keep the consistency going and to hold on to leads and to turn up on the games we need them to win. I mean, it's mathematically possible, but I don't believe these I know, fucking hell. But these players just...
What? I hope you didn't swear then.
I didn't. I went, no, hell.
Keep it out.
These players just don't have it in them. I just don't think they do. Don't get us wrong, these new additions might help the squad. You just don't know. Because, like you say, I don't know much about the signings we've got, but hopefully they make an impact on the team, and hopefully it gives Lee Johnson something to think about and kicking some of the other lads out the team to give these lads a go, and it might improve the team and improve performances. But I don't want to hear, oh, we're 6th in the league now. There's still about, how many games? About 20, 21 more games to go?
I think we've still got...
Still half.
I think.
It's still about half to go.
Half the season?
Yeah.
It's still half the season to go. We could go on a massive winning run.
Yes,
but,
Dino. Yes,
oh my
go
God,
on.
But
Tell me more.
We could go the other way and draw a lot of games. Because I'm sure we've won 10, drew 10, lost 4. We're the draw specialists again this season. That's what's going to cost us.
Go on.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I can handle this. Dino being positive or Jacob singing Grease songs. Right, Terry then. 6th position, 8 points off top. Top 2 easily, innit? Surely.
Not a chance. Not a hope in hell. No chance whatsoever with this squad. We need to get somebody with a bit of some balls, some passion, some belief. If Logo 9 comes in, takes the midfield by the scruff of the neck, get the new signings in, possibility. 24 games gone, we're in 6th place. That proves where we are. We're 6th best in the league. That's all we are in the first half. 4-2-2-2. Lee Johnson, for me, I hate stubborn managers, right? I do. I'm not going to swear there, but the worst thing I hate about all managers, the thing I hate the most about managers is being stubborn. Now, I'm fully behind Lee Johnson, but I want them to get rid of the 4-2-2-2. At this moment in time, we cannot play with that system. We need to change the system. We need to bring some strength into the midfield so we dictate the games, take the games to them. We are by far, for me, whatever you want to say, 1 or 2 players away from being the dominant team and force in this league. If we don't address this, we will finish just say in the playoffs by the end of the season. The players are piss poor. They're weak. They're soft. They have no mental ability to be strong. Not all of them. I mean, I thought Flanagan was decent yesterday. I think Ledbetter is the player of the season for me, for his age. He gives everything. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He tracks back. He runs forward. Do the other players do that? Do some of them players give it their all for this squad? I don't think they do. Until Lee Johnson sorts it out, we will never get in the top 2. Never, never, never.
Oh, God, I was so happy as well. I'll come to you in a sec, Dino. You say about Lee Johnson has to sort it out and we can't play this 4-2-2-2 system. We're back in the chat. It's gone off here now. I think Jack at the Red and White podcast said he's only played it a few times. You know, maybe the players need time to adjust to it, and it could be a system that works. Go on quickly, Terry, and then we'll go to you, Dino.
That's when you use pre-season, not in the middle of a season when you're going to drop points left, right, and centre. We need to get promoted. We have the top of the wage earning bill. We're in a good position. We have players that really shouldn't be at the club for the wages they're on. So we should be theoretically top of the table because we spent the most money on these players.
Right, fair
so
dues.
No point pissing about now.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Dino. We cannot mess about now. We are not going to go playing the system that the players can't sort of take in.
Terry, you should be manager. You should definitely be manager.
Get him in that dressing room.
Not a Sunderland. Right, Dino, you was one in.
Couple things, right? It's not the defensive part of the game we struggle with because we've got the best defensive record in the league. It's the other side of the game what we struggle with, creating chances, scoring goals. We've only got Charlie White scoring 15 goals or whatever he has. No one else is chipping in. So that's the problem. Other players aren't chipping in with goals this season. We've got the best defensive record, but one of the worst goal-scoring records. So that needs to be sorted out. The wage thing. Wages are relevant. Wages don't tell you how much of a good player you are. That's our fault for paying these players big wages because the regime is knackered. That's what it is. Just because you're on 10 grand doesn't mean you're a good player. I mean, we were paying Jack Rodwell 80 grand and he wasn't nowhere near even a good player. I mean, this is what I mean with wages. Wages don't define how good of a player you are.
Right, just quickly. Conrad, you want in?
I just want you to read Philip Stout's latest comment because I think it's brilliant.
Is that the one? Where we had to, oh, yeah. Dino said we're going on a 6-game run. Is it that one there, right?
Yeah.
Dino said we're going on a 6-game run. I've just placed my bet on do the same, keep the faith. SAFC, come on, you Reds.
Because Dino said we're going on. Because Dino said.
I didn't. No.
You said we could go on a run, so everyone's bets on. It's happening.
I see we could go on a run, but we could go on the opposite and go 10 games.
Oh, don't ruin it now. We were about to win a minute ago.
You know what I mean?
Right. Michael, you was wondering as well.
Yes. Well, it is true. Now, whatever wages you pay doesn't determine whether or not you're a good player, or whether or not you're the best player. But really, that doesn't mean that because you're paying more money, it's like the same thing. The more money in real life, I know football's like a complete unique situation in itself, but the more you pay for something, the higher expectation you're going to have of a return from it. So the fact of the matter is, Sunderland Sunderland have got the financial should have the financial power before this stupid salary cap to pay for the best players of the division. And for me, that it isn't arrogant. It's not unrealistic to expect to be able to get the best players of this league. We should have the financial power to do that. Have we
not learned? Just because you buy a player for a couple of million doesn't mean they're a good player. We bought Will Grigg for 3 million. He's probably the worst striker we've had for how long?
But that doesn't mean
had no say in that.
It doesn't mean he's a bad player. You buy him because at the time that was his market value. You know what I mean? And so he must have done something to achieve that price, that asking price. So, anyway, quickly, go on, Terry, then, before we move on to these new signings.
Did you not watch Sunderland Till I Die Season 2, Market Value, really?
I know. Did he aim down 12 million? Aye.
16, wasn't it?
Dillabodgy, 8 million.
And a quiet chamber that no one uses.
Well done, David Moyes. Well done.
All right. Okay. All right.
We'll go for 3.5 million.
And Ellis Short.
All right. Listen, keep my arm down. I'm not saying Will Grigg was worth 4 million. Well, it wasn't 4 million we paid anyway. In the end, that's what it would have risen to. But anyway, let's move on because I'm feeling picked on. Right. Just very quickly. Look, there's 185 people on the chat at the moment, and we've only got 63 likes. How does that happen? So it'll take you 1 second to do this. And cheers, Terry. So all you need to do, we only want to hit 100 likes. So
Jacob's going to show us.
if y'all just hit the thumbs up and let's get it to 100 likes. And don't forget, at the start of when we went live tonight, we were only 33 subscribers away from that magic 5,000 we are trying to get to. Please help us out and subscribe, like Terry says in the background there. Right, new signings then. In the last couple of hours, of course, it's been announced that Ross from Ross, who was talking about the striker Ross Stewart from Ross County, has just arrived at the club. So welcome.
Did you say Rod Stewart there?
I
Neil
did
Diamond
in the
and Rod
chat.
Stewart.
Yeah, in the chat, I said Rod Stewart and Neil Diamond.
Rod Stewart, Neil Diamond. It's playing a bunch of singers. So
just to say, we've hit 4,970 now, so we're only 30 away.
I thought you were going to say we'd hit 5K on air. That would
right. Right. Also, the signing of Jordan Jones from Rangers, a winger. I don't know if he's left or right or whatever. Jake Volkins, is he a right winger there, Michael? Did you say?
Left. Jake Volkins is a left back.
No, I know Jake Volkins is a left back, but Jordan Jones is a winger.
Yes. I don't know what side particularly, but I know
right.
Right. Well, when we saw this, I quickly I haven't got any friends who support Ross County, but I've got some friends. I messaged one of my Rangers pals to ask what it was like. He's a good player when he puts his mind to it, Jordan Jones, but he did break lockdown rules at Rangers, which is what ended his career there, really, apparently. So hopefully he's going to be
so
all
he'll fit
here.
right in here if rumours are to be believed.
Well, yeah. Jake Volkins, I was on to my Ashley, my pal at Southampton. He said, no way is he a Premier League player. However, in League One, he'll absolutely shine. Didn't do a bad job at Southampton, but just not good enough for the Premier League. So promising comments from a couple of my pals. We'll start with Dino because I know he doesn't like to be left behind. The new signings, and what I'll do is I'll add a bit extra to this. The new signings, and should they start on Tuesday at Milton Keynes? So there you go, Dino.
Right. I don't know much about these players. Don't get us wrong. I don't know Volkins. I know Jordan Jones came from Rangers, but I've never seen him play. And Ross from Ross, never heard of him, unfortunately. I don't know what he's like as a player, but obviously I wish him all the success in the world. I really wish. I hope they kick the team on to get up there into the playoffs and score some goals and create some chances and do what footballers are meant to do. Have some balls. Should they play?
You've spoke a lot about balls tonight. I'm slightly worried about you.
I'm in a balls kind of mood.
You're in a balls kind of mood.
Been watching It's a Sin, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I know who we're playing. MK Dons.
We are.
And for me, MK Dons will put out a strong-ish team, I think, because I think MK Dons will want to get to Wembley. I know there's no fans going to be there, but it'd just be nice for the players to go to Wembley. So, yeah, give them a go. Why not? Give them a half. They need some minutes. Chuck them in. Why not?
Well, that would be the game to experiment with, because I think we all agree the important game is going to be when we play Milton Keynes Dons on the Saturday in the league. AJJ said, and I don't know if he knows Stuart, but good comment anyway. Stuart's a grafter, like Philly. I am. Michael Bowers, Jordan Jones, Jake Volkins, Ross Stewart, and do you think they should be thrown in if they're all fit on Tuesday?
I don't know if Jake Volkins has already played in this competition for Southampton.
Someone's just said that. Yeah, he could be cup tied.
Somewhere he's ineligible for this competition, so he couldn't make his debut anyway.
Hang on, I assume then he's been on loan somewhere because Southampton.
No, could have played for Southampton's under 23s.
Oh yes, of course. All right, I'm wrong again. Sorry. Listen, that's twice.
But either way, if Jake Volkins and Callum McFadzean, get him straight into the side. Why not? I'd rather, because you've got him in there, and you've still got Denver Hume to come back as well. But if those two, you obviously got 3 left backs now, haven't you? But the other 2, I mean, Jordan Jones, apparently I've seen reports that he's a good player technically. He's got a bit of pace. He's unpredictable. He likes to take players on. Isn't afraid to have a shot, I think. But at the same time, his attitude is what's called into a question a little bit. But I'd like to hope that Lee Johnson is backing himself to get the best out of him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have brought him in here. Ross Stewart, well, again, if he's a grafter, if he's got a bit of pace, then hopefully he's a mobile striker, and that could help Charlie Wyke up front. So it's a big chance for all 3 of them to shine for their careers.
Just quickly, Dino, you want in?
I don't get this thing about attitude. Do you not realise the best players in the world have the worst attitudes ever, but the great players? Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the most arrogant man on a football pitch. Ronaldo, Messi, these are all arrogant, very attitude kind of players, but it's not a bad thing to have a bit of attitude.
QPR.
He had all the talent, but he just didn't work. He had all the talent, but just didn't work for it.
This said, it's hard to handle. You know, you get a bit of limelight, and you know, it's hard to control your ego in it. Michael, you get a lot of limelight, and you've got a big ego. I'm only funning, by the way, Michael. So let's go on.
Pretty much. Yeah, well, like I said, by the way, that's not me having an opinion with the attitude thing. I'm just pointing out what's been said with this attitude thing. But in some ways, maybe if Jordan Jones has got a bit of arrogance, to be honest, I think we probably need a bit of arrogance.
Yeah.
I think we're too soft. I don't want us to have the attitude of we're Sunderland, therefore we expect, and therefore we have the entitlement to win the game. Because if we have that attitude, we'll get beat. But I want us to have a little bit of I want to have a bit of a mean streak about us. I think like Terry said, we're spot on. I think we're far too weak-minded mentality. We're far too soft. I think we need to toughen up a little bit. Yeah, basically what Dino's just done there. We need to sort of just toughen up on the pitch.
Billy, we have 2 more games to go, man.
That's
Terry.
going to be irrelevant when if we get knocked out on Tuesday, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'll use it the year after, and I've had it for about 4 years.
Well, we never bloody win at the place. I don't want to go back.
Terry, Jordan Jones from Rangers, winger. Jake Vokins, the left back from Southampton, and the striker, Ross from Ross. What do you think? And should they be played? Sorry.
It's the first time this season I feel excited about Sunderland because we brought 3 players and I think we'll do well in this side. I mean, now, I read somewhere that Charlie Wyke's brother was in the same academy as Jones at Middlesbrough. Now, Charlie Wyke's brother, now you wouldn't believe this, was apparently really fast, one of the fastest runners in the side. And he came across this Jordan Jones, and this Jordan Jones blew him away for speed. We've been lacking for years for some speed in our team. It's about time we got some pace. Phil Parkinson couldn't get it. He couldn't get it. Lee Johnson has brought somebody with pace in within the first few weeks of being here. So hopefully it's going to be a good acquisition. For me, he has to start on Tuesday night against MK Dons. Same as I would bring in Luke O'Nien in the centre of midfield. Probably put either score a little bit as the holding midfielder, and let the shackles be run off Embleton and O'Nien in the centre of midfield, and then have your 3 up front. Bring in Ross straight away. Why not? Why not? Put him alongside Charlie Wyke. See what they can do. End of the day, what is this cup? You know, it's nice to go to Wembley, but it's about learning. We need to learn as soon as possible and embed these players in the side so they can hit the ground running in the league. The league is much more important than the cup.
Right. On the chat, David Davis says Jordan Jones is like Jeremy Corbyn. He's a left winger, apparently. So there you go. That keeps you right with that. I hope you're right, Terry, about Jordan Jones having pace. I mean, because it is the thing we've lacked for a while now. And sorry, I won't finish. Go on, Terry.
I know it's Kilmarnock, but watch his highlights at Kilmarnock. Some of the wing players, some of the goals he scored. He looks quite good.
Yeah, but it is Kilmarnock.
Premier League.
One of the lads in the chat. One of the lads in the chat, Gypsy Warrior, he says he's a Rangers fan. Says when he starts running, nobody's catching him, and he's been talking to a few people in the chat about him. So hopefully,
hopefully that's a good sign of things to come.
Well, that's promising. Jacob Dan Seth, the new signings and should they be played? on Tuesday against the MK Dons.
Yeah, absolutely, because I think they need all the fitness they can get right now. I mean, the manager touched on in his post-match interview yesterday that Vokins hardly had a training session, which is why he didn't get any minutes yesterday. But Vokins, it's a funny one because he started in the Premier League for Southampton on Tuesday against Arsenal. So no wonder he was probably a lot tired and didn't have the energy to start a game yesterday. But apparently he can offer a lot of pace into the side as well. Jones, it'll be interesting to see whether Lee Johnson, although he's a left winger, could he potentially play him on the right and continue to stick McGeady on the left-hand side? But the promising thing about Jones is he offers pace. I know people might say that he's played in the Scottish League, and the Scottish League compared to League One, the League One might just edge it in terms of quality. But at the same time, I still think Jones will be a good signing for us. I think he's got great attributes. He's definitely what we're needing right now. A bit of width in the side, and hopefully can bring in this, add the service towards the likes of Charlie White to score more goals. So yeah, all positive signs.
Just very quickly. Alex. We're just 11 likes away from 100. So can you just get us to 100, please, if you was? Somebody was waiting to come in. Sorry, it was Michael. We'll do Michael, then we'll go to Terry. Michael?
One thing I was going to ask is, like, we must have a couple of outgoings in the pipeline to be able to get around this for the salary cap because of the wages. So I would assume now that's probably going to be us done in terms of bringing players in, and it'll now just be about getting players like Will Grigg and possibly Danny Graham out the door. Because otherwise, how are we able to afford this? Not complaining, but it's just something I'm curious about.
All right, quickly, Terry, then we'll go to you, Conrad.
I was just wondering about the Scottish Premier League, the same as League One. Can you imagine Rangers or Celtic playing Gillingham? I wonder what the score would be.
Yeah, but you look at the rest of the teams.
2-2.
The rest of the teams are that good.
But John
Rangers are destroying them at the minute.
Kilmarnock, Ross County, Hamilton.
Celtic, on the other hand.
I still think they'll all beat League One teams.
Celtic would struggle in League One. Rangers would be in the Championship
Celtic
or the
Premiership.
Conrad, you was one in.
It was just to ask Michael, because you know everything about the salary cap when we talk about it. Did you say loans count, or is it under a certain age for the players as well?
I think it's under 21s. I think it's if you're 21 or under, it doesn't count to the cap, which makes me think with George Jones, for example, I'm betting Rangers are probably paying most of the wages of that anyway.
Okay.
But I guess I don't know how it works in that scenario.
Then that could be Vokins. Is how old's he?
20.
So,
well, he's all right then.
Yeah.
It's
then
the
Ross
Ross.
Stewart, how do you explain the Ross Stewart one then? Like,
But that means somebody's got to be going out.
Someone has to go out.
Maguire.
Greg will probably go.
So.
Right, Dino, you was one in there.
Well, Dobson left, so I know Carl Winchester probably took up his wages or whatever, but I think the Rangers one. I think Rangers will be. For all we know, Rangers are paying all the wages for him.
Just wanted him out, maybe.
It must be paying most, if not all of it.
And like you say, you don't exactly know all the financial details, but I mean, it is a funny one. It is a funny one, but it is what it is.
Not complaining.
Conrad, I've asked you about the new signings yet. I can't remember.
I'm all right. I've kind of joined in on other people's points, so you're okay.
You're okay. So, all right then. Well, we're now 2 likes away from 100. So a couple of people just hit the thumbs up, and that'll get us to that. And we're now I believe we're only 30 subscribers away from that magical 5,000. So please help us get there. It'd be much appreciated. I want a quick yes or no on this. Tuesday night, the Papa John's Trophy. Do you want to go to Wembley?
We're not allowed to.
Theoretically, we might not be able to, but Jacob?
Listen, right, this is going to upset people.
One word. I said one word.
No.
Word.
Right, let me finish. Right, if you offered me guaranteed 3 points in that league game next week, but get knocked out on Tuesday, I'm sorry, I'm taking the league game and it's about winning promotion.
All right, well, let me see as you've made it into a full-blown argument.
No, I'm done.
Right,
done.
Right, 3 points. We get the 3 points on Saturday, but we still don't go up. So what would you have then?
Well,
Shall I help? I'll help you with this one. I'll help you with this one. Hang on. If it'll work.
what are you doing?
Oh,
Worried about this now?
here we are. Hang on.
Philly, we never win at the place. I don't like going there anymore. The only thing decent's the night out before.
We've never won there with fans.
Fuck off, Conrad.
Jacob,
Sing along.
Yeah.
Sunderland. Jacob, would you really?
Oh, we can't hear it, Philly.
Would you really put it past Sunderland to win at Wembley when there's no fans there?
Sunderland would do exactly that. What's that? You can't go. We're going to batter a team and have our best performance. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so I just worked out. You couldn't hear that, could you?
No. You were just going,
Oh, I played you the song and everything. What a slut. Oh, right then. Forget that then. Well, I'm not. I've got to work this technology out. Right then. So Tuesday night then. MK Dons in the Papa John's. MK Dons in the. A stupid question. Yes. All right. Terry, it was only so I could play a bit of Doris Day. That was all it was for, and it didn't even work because I've got my headphones in, haven't I? Otherwise, it all feeds back and all that rubbish. Right. MK Dons in the Papa John's. Away Tuesday night, 6:30 kickoff. I think we all know that the league game on Saturday is more important than this. But we'll get some score predictions from you, I suppose. Michael Bowers, what do you think for Tuesday night?
MK Dons 1, Sunderland 3.
Do you think he's going to experiment with the team?
Terry just won the lottery or something. Oh,
all right, we'll go to Terry and find. We're going to find out Terry's good news.
Yeah. I'm sure I said 1-3 as well.
You sure?
But yes, I think Lee Johnson with this. And to be honest, right, hypothetically, say we get the final competition win at Wembley, that could do well for confidence for the rest of the season. But if we get knocked out, we'll lose any sleep over it. But I think we'll win.
That's all right then. So you're saying 3-1 at Sunderland. Yep. Terry, you're also saying 3-1 at Sunderland. Yes, go on.
Yesterday, in the post-match interview, Lee Johnson, the first time he looked pissed off. It was a bit harsh with the reporter. I felt sorry for the reporter. I don't get the anger or the frustration he had to the reporter. For me, the reporter works for SAFC official club. But the first time, he looked really upset. So for me, it's going to kick some asses, bring some new players in. We're going to beat MK Dons and Papa John's trophy, and we're going to beat them on Saturday as well. There you go.
Nice one. Beat them twice, hopefully.
Right, fair dues. So we got you 3-1. Conrad, MK Dons in the Papa John's.
Well, 2-0. Just to follow up on what 2-0 to us, I will say. Just on Terry said, someone messaged me yesterday saying apparently there was a big fight in the Sunderland sort of dressing room after the game. A lot of tempers flared, so could be to do with that maybe.
Oh, have you got inside info, Conrad?
Yeah, it's what's he called? What was Sean's source? Charlie, age 12 on Twitter or something. He's sending me the info now.
Yeah. Dino, MK Dons in the Papa John's.
1-1, we'll win on pens.
1-1 win on pens. Right, that's
if
all
it's
right.
1-1 and we lose on pens, that's not half a point, Dino.
No, you don't. That's a wrong result. Simple as. Yeah. Whereas you could have just left it at 1-1, but you had to be clever and go the extra mile and say we'll win on pens.
Yeah, because it goes to pens, Phil. I can't just say 1-1 and then skip over.
Well, no. If you have a bet on,
normal games.
If you had a bet on and you bet 1-1, then it's on 90 minutes. So that bet would win. So there you go. Little tip for you there.
You've doubled up on this.
Jacob down south. It's the Papa John's against MK Dons.
Same as Dino, 1-1 will win on pens. We making a league out of these score predictions, by the way.
So already see
he's up by Easter, Philly. He would be up by Easter.
Hey, I tell you what, I feel bullied. Hey, behave yourselves. Right. Well, I'm going to go for 3-1 as well. I'm going to go with Michael and Terry. Terry, you trying to get in there?
How can anybody bully your face like that? Come on, Phil. That way.
Karen could. She regularly does, punches it. Right. Well, we're almost at time. I just quickly want to get in because I was going to say, and I'm sure everybody's got the same answer on this and how stupid it was. Knocking about on Twitter last night or something, somebody was doing a poll on whether Lee Johnson should be in or out.
Oh, God.
Already, man. Oh, God.
I mean,
No, seriously.
Who on earth is doing that?
It wasn't him, but Gilesy put it on in his YouTube afterwards because he couldn't quite believe that people were doing it. And it's on his community, where was the votes? 83% said in, 17% said out.
who's the 17%?
The Mags, man.
Just,
Surely.
Speaking of Mags, Terry was on their channel.
That wants to be fair,
The banner page.
Terry was on the Mags channel.
Yeah, you made it onto one of the black and white.
Oh, I tell you
When
what,
they're
they
not talking about
absolutely-
Jordan Pickford's arms, apparently.
Go on.
They're over the moon. They love me so much. They keep inviting me to go over and spend the weekend with them, but I say, no, I can't. I've got family responsibilities. I can't be seen spend any time with the black and white. Sorry.
Well, I just think, go on, quickly.
It was the greatest line you've ever seen when he goes, I'm enjoying this first half.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I just said I'm enjoying this match. Then they went in.
I just think, I think it was a touch of, I think the way you handled it, though, Terry, when you was getting comments on it, and you turned around and you said, "Well done to you lots on beating Everton today," and I thought that was that would have shut a lot of them up because they just wanted to have a go. But look, that just about wraps it up on this Sunday. We've all been to church today, so we've all been good people and said our prayers, and hopefully we can get a win on Tuesday and put us a step closer to Wembley. Yeah.
Jacob's not having it.
Is this going to be like socially distanced chips on Wembley Way?
I hope
chant
so.
like that?
I hope so. Don't forget, please, thanks for tuning in. Please like, share and subscribe. Please subscribe. I know a lot of you are already subscribed, but just tell a friend or something, and just it won't take long to do so. It doesn't cost a penny. And if you can subscribe, we only need 30 to get to our 5,000, and we would love you forevermore. Help build the channel. So we are back. We will have a live stream on Tuesday night, though who's doing that at the moment we don't know, but it'll be our best lot. If you don't want to tune in, if you don't want
Harry's saying he's going to be on our stream. There he is. He's got his thumbs up. He's on our stream.
Yeah, if you don't want to be,
if you want us on, I'll
fantastic. Terry's going to do our live stream for us on Tuesday night.
Thursday.
We will be back on Thursday for Thursday Night Live. So listen, from myself, wee Philly, from Jacob Kirkbride, Dan Saff, from Conrad the Catman, from Dino the Amazon delivery driver, from the Mad Mistake who's been on the cocktails, and from Michael Bowers. Listen, thanks for tuning in. We love you all. And we'll see you all. Somebody help me. Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I don't know. I don't even know what day it is.
Thursday.
Well, thanks for tuning in. And all I want to say is,
Woo!